complete my life
We're recording,
choices.
Scott, so you can stop talking.
Yes, stop talking while we're recording.
Yeah. Evil Squid Comics Podcast. Oh, what episode is it? I think it's episode
27.
I think it's episode 7. I think it's 7. Season 7, episode 7.
7.
Season 7, episode 7. I'm Drew.
I'm Don.
I'm Scott.
We get together every 2 weeks and we talk about comic books and movies and shows. And I smack Don upside the head because he's an idiot. Every time. Every time.
This probably is episode.
I'm just making.
It might be 6. But
I think we already did 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking it's 7.
Right.
I think you did.
Anywho, yeah, that's what we do. I'm going to go grab my notebook. Anyway.
I will talk while you're gone. I was very impressed with my. Well, actually, I was very. I went like the. I went. Whew, I was surprised. I was happy that I got it. We went to a trivia night at whatever that church. Anyway, my brother and sister-in-law, they're members of that parish, and every year they do it. They had a math category. It was called math.
42.
It was the most ridiculous questions I've ever seen. Because one of the questions was the one that I got right. It was a Star Wars question.
Oh.
But it was
3,000.
it was basically like
700.
you have to
to 1.
take episode or take it was like take
Take the episode with Darth Maul, multiply it by
right,
the episode
that's what
with.
it was like take whatever episode, but it was the name of it, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But it wasn't like Empire Strikes. It was
And the
I
answer
get
was-
it.
the answer
Just
was
go on
42.
with the
what's
story.
number 3?
Revenge of the Sith.
Yes, so it was Revenge of the Sith plus something, and then you had to, or minus something, and then you had to add in the year that episode 1.
So basic math.
Oh.
Well, yeah,
nice.
but you have to know all
But you
3
have
of the
to know
things,
the
right?
thing.
Yeah, which isn't that hard.
When did episode 1 come
I couldn't
out?
remember what
You couldn't remember what episode number Star Wars were?
not
No.
episode 1.
When did episode 1 come
No,
out?
what year did episode 1 come out?
Oh, episode 1.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's easy. 99.
99.
Okay,
Yes.
I was
know
like,
that one
it's
too.
98 or 99. I can't
Yeah.
remember. And
It's
I
the
guess
same year The
99.
Matrix came out.
Yeah, I know that now.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I was
Look
like
at this.
sweating.
We would have cleaned up at this trivia
Fucking
night.
A.
wouldn't we?
I don't know why Don's
That
like,
was the
"That's hard."
only question that had to do with Star Wars. The other one was like, I mean, there were 10 of them in the math. One of the other ones was like, take the phone number of the church
Yeah.
and do something with the phone number from the
Dude,
rectory.
I
and
don't
then
know
do
what this has to
something
do with a comic book and
Does it?
video podcast.
I was going to
It
tell you
was
that I
just-
was happy
He was
because I got
happy
the
he
Star
got
Wars.
a trivia
I got a Star
question
Wars
right
trivia question
about
right.
Star Wars, so it's pulp
Yeah.
culture related.
Yeah,
Barely.
It took a while to get
I was
there.
And it took a while
I
to
was
get
proud
there.
of myself.
I'm great that you're proud of yourself.
Good job, Don.
You should be proud of yourself if you can get through a story like in a clear, normal.
I did. That was a straight path.
Nice.
Totally straight path. I agree.
Only a couple donkey windings along the way.
Wow, it's gonna be a long night.
I know. I'm the
Whoa.
only one that read anything.
That is
know.
true.
Oh
my
So
God.
it means that you get to talk about
I'll
them.
be
Oh my
talking all
God.
night.
You'll be reading it to us.
I will.
Shoot me.
Boys and Elves, issue 1 through 20.
Holy crap.
I know.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1, page 1.
All right. What did we watch? I saw the Bob Dylan movie, A Complete Unknown.
I seen that.
You
as
did?
I did. I
God, I
actually
watched
watched
the same
something.
thing.
Yes.
No, not me.
Yes.
What did you think about Complete Unknown?
I thought it was all right. I think I was expecting a bit more of a larger range of his life.
Oh, gotcha.
Type things, like probably over multiple decades instead of 6 years or something.
Yeah, it's just the
you know?
early years.
Yeah, it's just those early years. So that threw me off a little bit. Good acting. I think I do enjoy Bob Dylan's music, anyway. So, I enjoyed the music I threw out there. It's got its parts, but it just kind of also meanders, I feel like. So
I'm a bit of a Bob Dylan enthusiast.
are you? Okay. So did you enjoy it then?
I did,
Okay.
because that was...
Did you buy tickets?
I went to the concert.
Oh, it already happened.
It happened last Saturday.
Yeah.
You went?
I did go. Yeah.
And that was at Hartman, wasn't it, or something?
No, it
No,
was
it was
at
at
Century 2.
Century 2.
Did you go by yourself?
I went with Carrie.
Cool.
Yeah. But anyway, so they did a part in Bob Dylan at that last concert he played in the movie, and they kind of screwed it up a little. For one thing, that didn't happen there. It didn't happen quite like that, and they didn't get it quite. And so, at the end where he's playing the song and they're like booing and someone's, Judas!
Yeah.
And Bob Dylan's like, I don't believe you. You're a liar. The cool Bob Dylan voice.
Yeah.
Well, that actually happened in England, and it was during like the second half of a concert after he played like his acoustic set, and then he played like his electric set. And it was after that concert. And then he basically did that. Someone yelled Judas. He's like, I don't believe you. You're a liar. And then he turned to his band and said, play fucking loud. And they slam into like a Rolling Stone, you know, which is one of the electric songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was actually
at a different place. They kind of did.
And they used to have some true stuff.
And he didn't say play fucking loud. He just said play loud. I'm like, really? You had to cut the F word out of there? You get one F word in a PG-13. Use it. That's when you use it.
That's probably true. They didn't use the F-bomb anywhere else?
If they did, it would have been wasted because that's when you wanted to use it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So I was telling my friend Carrie when we went, I was like, yeah, that's the most metal thing ever when Bob Dylan went acoustic to electric. That pissed so many people off.
And I guess that's what they were trying. That's probably the big thing of what they were trying to get, you know, through there with the Complete Unknown is how he was such a
huge star in the folk world.
Huge star, built his kind of initial reputation in the folk world, and then kind of said, "Hey, I'm going a different direction."
Yeah.
And kind of pissing off. But he really didn't do that at a folk concert then at all.
No, he did. He did go electric there, and that pissed everybody off.
Okay.
He didn't do that whole scenario where he they yelled that and held it back. And
okay.
That happened.
Did he come back on and do like an acoustic thing after he did his electric at the folk one?
No.
Okay.
I think he just did. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
Because he was all up there with the whole electric, and they were all pissed and everything. And then he comes off stage, and then
he goes back and does.
They were like, you should do this, you know.
Closer,
and then Johnny Cash goes, yeah, give them what they want or something. I don't remember what he says, and then he goes back out there because Cash said, you know, because he had a lot of respect for Cash. I guess it seemed like. So I did like who's the actor that played Johnny Cash? He did pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I don't know the actor's name.
I'd seen him in different stuff. I just can't remember. But I thought for having a very small role, I thought he did a pretty good job with it though too. Kind of being a bit of an arrogant whatever type thing.
And a drunk.
He definitely was a drunk. So.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It's like I didn't know all that stuff about Bob Dylan's years. I just kind of broad strokes. So it was nice seeing him.
And who knows? I mean, obviously, as you point out, I mean, they dramatized it and took some liberties and stuff.
I think it was fairly accurate.
So how much, and probably based off of stories people told.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I thought it was fairly entertaining. I just felt like it just
you wanted a little more. Maybe they'll make a sequel.
There you go. They might. I just, like I said, I think my expectations were more of a general, type of thing. I mean, I don't know if it took me all the way to get to the end and where the credits were going before I realized, okay, I think really what they were really wanting to tell was this story about how he got up in the folk and, type things, and then pretty much almost burned his bridge there, in some ways.
Yeah.
But it was like, just going into it, my expectation was like any of the other biopics, type things, like, okay, this is going to be over a chunk of, decades. And I was like, I know he gets into a motorcycle accident, so every time he got onto the damn motorcycle, I'm expecting it's going to get into there. And it's like, spoiler alert, it doesn't happen.
Well, I also thought it was cool, because he grabbed that little whistle off the street, and was blowing on it or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
When he blew it, it has such a distinct sound of I know that's from a song, but I couldn't name the song. And then, a few scenes later, he's playing it. The song, that's the song. Yeah. So, and it's cool how he took that little whistle and incorporated it into a song. It sounded like it fit perfectly or whatever. I'm a big Bob
Timothy Chalamet though did just fine. I thought. Yeah.
But yeah, Complete Unknown. You should watch it. It's on Hulu.
There you go.
Something else on Hulu is Anora.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet. Did you watch it?
I did.
Is it worth watching?
It is.
Okay.
Because at first, based off of kind of what I knew very vague information about it, basically a prostitute and, gets married to some type of Russian.
I know nothing about it. That's more than I knew. Right?
Okay, so she's a stripper.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
So, okay.
Anora
won Best Picture and the actress.
Academy Awards.
Yeah, the actress won Best Actress there at the Academy Awards. It probably even won Best Director. I don't know, but it definitely won Best Picture and Best Actress. So anyway, the gist of it was like a little bit of when I first heard of it, I thought it was a bit of a Pretty Woman type of thing or something weird, in which it's a kind of this stripper. She's basically a prostitute. I mean, she does that on the side type things.
Most strippers do. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that. But anyway, she ends up getting married to this.
Surprise.
She gets married to this Russian who happens to have a rich parents, type things. And so throughout the rest of it, it's kind of you know that they're these Russians are doing something shady, you know, type things, whatever the heck else, you know, they got some power. But it really doesn't focus on that. It's just basically focusing on the fact that this prostitute, you know, thinks she hits the lottery because she married a rich, a rich Russian. So, you done?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, it's so distracting the crap out of me with you moving things around. So,
Sorry.
anyway, so the basic idea of Anora is that, you know, type things. A prostitute marries a rich Russian, you know, type things, and then chaos ensues, you know, type stuff. So
Kind of chaotic.
I think you'll like it for the most part because it's kind of got this like strange slice of life type of thing going
nice.
on.
I like slice of life.
But I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would because Brandy was the one who said she had seen some TikTok stuff and she said I wanted to see this. I was like, really? It's a freaking prostitute that does this, and I don't think it ends very well, you know, type things. And so then we watched it, and it's actually, I mean, it doesn't exactly give a happy ending, but there's some definite humor and stuff throughout there and other type stuff. It moves along pretty good. It's got some sex scenes that are pretty good as well. So you know,
nice.
it's always helps it, you know, type thing. So quite a bit of nudity, you know.
Has anybody watched 1923 yet? Season
No,
2?
I'm waiting for them all. I told you.
Don't be a prostitute in Yellowstone, I'll tell you that.
I watched.
I believe that.
It's bad news bears.
I watched the rest of Cobra Kai. I'm done.
Oh, you finished Cobra Kai?
Jeez.
Wasn't that the greatest ending
It was.
ever?
It really was good.
And it became full circle.
It
Like
did.
Johnny was completely.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, I hate to call that show a genius, but that show is genius. I mean,
The only thing.
it's cheesy as hell, but man,
Oh, God, yes.
it's genius.
The only thing that I really didn't buy was
What?
the only thing.
Mr. Miyagi coming back as a ghost?
No, that was a dream.
Oh.
The one guy who was leading the Sekai or whatever, beating up the other dude in the hallway.
Oh, that was awesome. The Sekai Takai.
There you go.
Takai. Sekai Takai.
Yeah.
No, was Krieg doing a full circle and coming back and making amends and reparations and telling Johnny that he was sorry and stuff. I didn't buy that.
Really?
That's fair.
It felt forced.
Had to do something with that character.
He was a son of a bitch.
He
I don't
was.
think he would have.
I think he would have.
And I bought it, but it's fun. I mean, I get it.
I mean,
only-
out of all the
only
things
thing I
in
didn't
there,
like.
that was one of the
Thing
things I did.
I was also like, that's a bridge too far.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm like, I'm out. Nope.
Nope.
Didn't happen. I wanted it to happen so bad, but I'm glad that they didn't do it. I wanted Johnny to
you
do
bought the.
I
Oh,
wanted
but these
Johnny
guys
to
can't
do that.
fight, so the instructors will fight.
I know, right?
That was fine,
I
but
wanted to-
the other guy apologizing to Johnny. No.
I wanted Johnny to do the crane kick.
Oh, yeah.
The final point.
There's a moment where you're like, is he going to do
Is
it?
he going to do it?
I mean, it
Is
wouldn't
he-
work
is
because
he-
the guy would see it coming.
Oh
so.
yeah.
No, he wouldn't.
Well, yeah, the guy's seen the crane kick before at this point.
Yeah, no kidding.
No.
It's a famous move.
a
I mean, a
famous
guy
move
won
in the valley.
that match.
Yeah.
So
The whole point of the crane kick was that it was a surprise.
it was a
right?
surprise because
I have
Johnny
no
was
idea what
looking,
you're
going,
gonna-
"What the hell is this?
I don't know what
Just
you're
attack
gonna do
him."
with this.
Okay, boom, foot to the face. But everybody's seen
It
that
was an
move by
ille-
now, so it's
it was
like,
an illegal
dude, we see
It
this
was an
coming.
illegal kick.
Yes, it was.
It's true.
Yes.
I don't think it was an illegal.
I started watching Daredevil.
Ooh,
Born
Have
have
you
Again?
guys watched Daredevil? Yeah, Born Again.
No.
I never watched the
I watched
first three
season 1.
seasons, so I need to watch
Wow.
that.
I'm still on season 1.
I'm still on season 1 of Daredevil.
Oh my god.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
I know. I'll never get around to Born Again.
Yeah, I'm not watching Daredevil.
What? It's good.
I think I'm gonna have to because it's probably tying into the whole Marvel.
A lot of people are saying they hate it.
So, do you like
it's
it though?
really slow.
It's really slow.
It's
Well, welcome
really-
to
it's-
Marvel's shows on.
Well, didn't they already
Disney
do
Plus.
Born Again in one of the previous
Really
seasons?
fucking slow. No, I don't think so.
That's what someone said. Didn't they already do Born Again?
I don't think so. But the thing that really jazzed me up is like, because you guys will never fucking watch it, so who cares?
Well,
Who
by the time
cares?
I do,
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
forget.
Yeah.
The Punisher makes a cameo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you see the Punishers and the Accountant too.
Huh?
It's not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I know it's not.
You mean John Bernthal?
Bernthal is in the
yeah.
Accountant too, and that actually looks kind of amusing because it's kind of got that action type thing going on. But it's Ben Affleck with John Bernthal.
Didn't know they were making an accountant too. I mean, we really,
I didn't know either.
really need it after.
I don't
10
think you
years
really.
from
I know
the
you didn't
original.
need this movie at all, but I mean, it's like
It's only
coming
been
out.
5 or 6, right?
Oh my god, it's probably been longer than that.
I don't know. It's been a long time.
I'm gonna go
But-
8.
I don't think it's been that long.
Okay, how quickly can Scott find it?
Um,
I'm gonna
Anyway.
say 7.
Anyway, you got the
Hedge my bet.
dude. You said you had
All right.
what's his name?
Yeah, Born Again.
Born Again.
Had a Punisher.
2016. So it's
Oh, wow.
9 years.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that popular. It's weird they're making a sequel.
I know, right?
But it was moderately successful.
I think it was one of those ones that had a little bit of a cult following type thing after
Yeah.
the fact a bit too. So
What's the
To each their own.
Oh, I did watch. I did see all of Babyville.
You saw all of
I
Baby
saw-
Billy.
yeah, you definitely see all of Baby Billy.
Did you see the latest episode of Righteous Gemstones?
No, I have not watched Sundays, but I've watched up to. I've watched up to Sundays.
I might be behind. What episode did you just watch? What happened?
BJ got hurt.
Oh, that is the one I just watched. I'm not caught up either. Doing competitive male pole dancing.
Yeah,
He hurt himself.
he's paralyzed.
He's paralyzed.
Dude, that episode had.
But he may have to
everything.
shave off his mustache.
that episode had it all. It's so good. When they find out about their dad and,
Yeah.
and then they go into the freezer and he comes and
Because
gets
his
them.
glasses are all fogged up. Oh my god, why is that funny? But it was so
I
funny.
don't know. It's so good. And even keeps monologue, man. when I don't even know any of their names. What's the dude's name? The youngest one.
I don't know.
He had that nightmare, and then Keith was talking to him, and he goes into this just what the fuck? It's like the rain is hitting your steam off the devil and raining on the mankind. I don't know.
And what is he awarded for? It's like the following
It's
Christ.
Man of the Year. Or
Man
whatever.
following Christ
Yeah.
Lord or something.
And I can't believe like when they go to because he went to the whatever the club is that he's in.
Oh, Prism. No.
No.
Oh yeah, the club where they're
brother.
dancing, where they're walking around. He's like, I can make them rotate too. Like, oh my god, who writes this stuff?
Danny McBride does.
He's one of the writers. But yeah,
I can't believe because they're in like this. Oh, what I guess it's kind of like a Knights of Columbus. It's like a country club for pastors, right?
Yeah.
It's basically what it is. They're in there just dropping all the
Oh, I
swear
know.
words.
Well, I'm watching that, and I'm
every
like,
fucking thing.
those 3 kids, they cuss like every other
I
word.
know.
Like they had such potty mouths. It's amazing.
And they're so childish.
Oh, I know. They're like 3 adult children.
I don't know any of their names. When she's pushing BJ out of the hospital and she yells at that, what are you fucking looking at? She's like yelling at that dude. Oh my god. Oh, I can't believe this is the last season.
Is it the last season?
That's what they were
They
saying.
said. That's what
Yeah.
Danny McBride said. This is it.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
seen
right.
on HBO Max they're advertising it that way. It's the final.
I know there hasn't been enough Baby Billy though. Even though we
No.
saw all of him in the first episode, there hasn't been enough since.
Revel in it. He's just showing it to him. Oh god. So good. So good. What's the I can't think of the name of it. It's on Apple. It's the one where they live in the core?
Silo.
Silo.
Is that the one where they live underground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have to go out to
In a
clean?
silo.
I don't know.
I've never seen the show.
all of it.
Oh, you've
so
never seen it.
I've been,
We started watching that.
I've got
should
it
watch
on my
C.
backlog to watch
Never watching.
with Jason Momoa.
Yeah, that's so
Jason
good.
Momoa.
Never watching.
Get through the first season; it gets so good.
Does it? Okay. My wife, I know, watched
Sorry,
that
I
one.
went through everything I watched, so you guys, because I thought maybe you guys would jump in on it.
I mostly
Apparently
watched
you're
A
not
Complete
watching
Unknown.
Daredevil.
We jumped in on Cobra Kai.
Well, yeah,
We're just not watching Daredevil.
I
I
know.
jumped in on Righteous Gemstones.
right.
Nice.
Scott probably watched a ton of shit. What else did you watch?
I didn't watch all that much. I mean, I had, those two, Mufasa, or whatever, whatever.
You watched that?
Yeah.
With the children?
Like that.
With your
No.
granddaughter?
Nope.
No.
But I did watch
on
it
your own?
somewhat because of them, because
Is
Isabel
that live
texted
action
me
or
and said,
animated?
Live action?
It's the digital animated.
Mm.
It's very Lion King. What was it, Favreau?
I didn't
book.
watch
The
that
live
either.
action Lion
So
King.
yeah,
That's
so.
not live.
Yeah,
Right.
I was gonna say I don't know how you can call it live action. There's no people in it whatsoever, but the creatures look.
But they call
somewhat
Avatar.
real,
They call
but-
Avatar live action.
Yes,
no
but there's
people in
actually
that.
freaking actors in Avatar.
Are there?
Yes. So
People?
There are people in Avatar.
Barely.
So barely, but they're still there. So that's still more. I mean, even Jungle Book you can almost get away with because Mogwai's in there, but The Lion
they-
King is just tough. So
They have that whole regular human guy that's like trying to chase him down. He's riding on that thing. I don't know
Fair
his
enough.
name.
are you guys
So
going
half
back to
the-
Avatar?
Yeah, so half the
Yeah.
movie is
Yes,
live action,
but
half
anyway.
is animated.
I don't know, but
It's a
anyway,
mix.
it's
It's
some
a
things in
mix.
there. But yeah, I watched Mufasa. I thought it was good. It's decent. So if you like Lion King or whatever,
I
it's
don't.
a good type thing. Oh, you're not a Lion King fan, huh?
I love the
I mean,
cartoon.
when I was a child.
Wow.
When you were
That
a
thing
child,
didn't come
that-
out when you were a
I
child.
I know, I did
say,
see it when I was adult.
It was going to be older,
like
I'm
the
pretty sure,
cartoon.
in there. So,
The cartoon was fine when I saw it the first. I never felt the need to like, oh, I gotta see this again. I'm gonna watch Lion King.
that is probably
And
true.
when they did live action, I was like, I don't need to see it.
I
And
did
then
start
there was
watching The
sequels.
Penguin.
Oh,
Did you
I
watch
like
The
that.
Penguin?
Yes, yeah, I like that. I thought it was. It's
I don't
got
think
a
I'll
kind of a
watch it.
sad type
Hmm?
type
I don't
thing.
think
Yeah, Lion King came out in '94. Well, I don't think you were in like in little or grade school by that time.
I was
so
in
you're
seventh grade.
It's 23.
type of thing. So
I was
don't-
19.
I don't think I watched it in the theater.
I actually
but
saw it in
probably
the theater.
rented it.
I just like to go see movies.
cool.
Maybe I did see it in the theater. I don't know.
I watched something called Heart of Champions. It came out several years ago. It's got what's it, Michael Shannon or something like that. I think
The head
sounds
coach for the
familiar.
Denver Broncos.
No, that's Shanahan.
Yeah, that's Shannon. No, the guy who played like what Zod in the Superman
that guy. Yeah.
type thing. Yeah, he's kind of got that interesting.
They gave him his own
type
movie?
thing. Yeah, they did, which I think was a little odd. He
Oh, I
probably
did watch something else.
he probably did like probably helped produce it or something like that. But it's basically about a rowing team in an Ivy League college who is trying to beat Harvard, and it's like in 1999 it takes place, and Michael Shannon plays like this Vietnam War vet who is there to try to help coach him. So it's one of those sports feel good type of things. Except for it's got
question your choices like I
it's
question
got a
Don's
weird
choices.
it's got a weird type of twist though that they were trying to do towards the end that just totally like almost I feel like jumps the shark on it. So it really took me out of it. So it was like, yeah. But up to that point, I mean, it was actually a fairly decent one of those sports, type of things.
I like those films. I watched Dragged Across Concrete. Have either of you guys seen it?
Is it something worthwhile?
Yeah, it's worth watching. It's very good.
Drag across.
It's
concrete?
got Mel Gibson and the guy Vince Vaughn. Is that
Cool.
the Wedding Crashers? Right?
That is Wedding Crashers.
Yeah,
Is
so
it
it's got
there?
Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn. They're like these police officers suspended to do like a gold heist. Super violent, super dark,
man.
lots of moral gray area.
Dragged Across Concrete came out in 2018.
By the same writer-director who did Bone Tomahawk.
S. Craig Zahler.
Zahler, yeah.
Zahler?
He did one other movie that was that had some buzz, but yeah,
Interesting though.
it's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's pretty solid.
It's fun.
It's kind of a slow burn, kind of like a Tarantino movie, but it's pretty cool. I definitely. It's like there's these two cops, and they're basically
Brawl in Cell Block 9.
they get caught on camera like beating some guy, and so they get suspended. And while they're suspended, they're really poor because they're not dirty cops necessarily, and so on their off time they start looking for like a drug dealer to rob turns out it like leads to like a bank heist where they like steal a bunch of gold bullets, so they basically steal in the gold big shootout. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
It's not
And
bad
what
at
was
all.
that on? Just
I have no
something
idea.
weird.
It was
Okay.
on my Fandango.
Okay.
Just I owned it.
Cool.
Look across.
I think it was on sale for like $5, so I bought it because I wanted to watch it.
Nice. Okay.
I finally watched it.
Cool.
I bought it like 3 years ago.
Bought it for a chunk of time ago.
Wow. That's funny.
Which part?
What you
I just
have
didn't
to
get to
pay
it.
for.
Yeah, I just hadn't got. But yeah, no, it's pretty solid. That S. Craig Zahler guy, he makes it. You should see Bone Tomahawk. That movie's. I thought I talked to you about that. You never saw it.
It definitely sounds familiar, but I can't say I've seen
It's like a western. You
it.
like
It looks
westerns?
like it's got, what's his name?
Not a big
Kurt
fan
Russell,
of
isn't
the
it?
Western.
Yeah, Kurt Russell's in it.
Yeah. So it looks like it's something that I would probably
You would
like.
love it. They
But
take
it came
this
out
guy
like a decade ago.
and they like take his legs, Don, and they split him like this, and then like split him in half with like a
Yeah.
tomahawk. You'd love it, Don.
Okay.
I'm surprised I've heard of this. I'm just surprised I have.
I'm surprised too, Scott. I haven't seen what's that Cell Block?
Yeah, something like
99?
that.
I need
It
to
was-
watch that one. Who's in that
Cell
one?
Block.
Mel Gibson in that one too, or is it Vince Vaughn?
It was called Brawl in Cell Block 99.
I think that one's Vince Vaughn.
It is Vince Vaughn. Man, very good. Yeah.
Nice.
So anyway, you should check out Craig
You know your
Zahler
stuff.
movie. He's the hidden gem.
Okay.
Former boxer turned drug runner.
Anyway, that's what I watched. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What else did you watch, Scott?
No. I haven't got too much that's worthwhile here. Wheel of Time. We're watching that.
Oh,
Season 3.
fun.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those shows in which I like this concept of what they've got going on, the world that they're building, but fuck, it's
Is it
slow,
slow?
or
Yeah.
something, or just it boring or something. I'm not sure.
Slow,
I mean, I
boring.
freaking almost fell asleep in 2 different episodes, so just struggle in that show. But like I said, I stick with it somewhat. I probably because Brandy wants to watch it, but it's also, like I said, I feel like there's a cool concept in there that they just can't quite pull off.
So I read the first book, and I plan to read the rest of it, but there's like 14 of them.
Oh, there's
They're
a
super
chunk. Yeah, I was thinking
so
there was
I'm never
13.
gonna read the book, so I'll
Yeah.
probably never watch it.
Yeah, and it's one of those weird ones too, where the original writer passed away, and then
Yeah.
Sanderson had to
Sanderson
pick it
had
up
to
to
pick it
finish
up.
it off. Yeah.
But I like Sanderson, so I think
Yeah.
his ones are actually better, probably.
Oh, okay, that could be then. And we started Reacher 3. But
Oh, I finished Reacher season 3.
did you? Yeah, we just started it, so hopefully we'll.
Did you watch
we'll see how
Reacher?
that
I
goes.
haven't watched it.
Why are you not watching Reacher? That show is gold, bro.
No.
Bro,
Yeah,
that
Reacher
is a
pretty
good show.
Yeah.
You have Amazon Prime, right? So what are you getting out of it other than not watching Reacher?
Invincible.
I'm not watching that.
Oh, gee.
So yeah, you should be watching Reacher. That's a good show. Season 3 is pretty solid. How far are you in season 3?
Like I said, we just started.
I
We only
never
watched
even
like the first
finished The
episode.
Boys.
So, oh my god. But
I
yeah,
never
we just
finished
watched
it.
the first episode so far.
What do you think so far?
I think it's okay. Yeah, not too bad. We'll see how it goes. I like the first season the best so far, but that was just because it was that very first book, though, too, which
This
I
was.
had read, which
Oh,
it
you'd
did really.
read?
Yeah, I
Was
read,
that the first book?
I'm pretty sure it was.
That's cool.
Yeah, because that was the. I
think
read like 2 or
season-
3 of the books.
Season 3 isn't as good as season 1, but I think it's better than season 2.
2. Okay, cool.
Because I think the problem with season 2, it was like a whole team.
It was the team thing.
I think
instead of
this
him.
one, there's a little bit. He's like working with some people, but it's mostly him being
It is.
solo.
Yep. And I think that was anything. I mean, that's stuff. I mean, there was probably some other things here and there, but that's really what's probably the cool stuff.
Yeah, we've been watching Reacher, Righteous Gemstone 3. Oh, that's what I need. I finished Yellowstone season 5.
Oh, okay.
Gotta be the lamest, go out with a whimper ending show
Really?
I've ever
I haven't
seen.
watched it
It
yet.
is so. Oh my god, they should have somehow
See,
kept Kevin Costner.
I didn't have a problem with the actual ending
The
episode.
ending's fine, but
you know,
just
type
getting
things,
there is
because I
ridiculous.
felt like it was, natural and kind of felt like it was where the ending wanted to go anyway.
They could have done that in 2 episodes instead of 7.
or 6 or
Yeah, and some of them were pretty damn long.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, it just suffered from not having Costner there, and
Oh
like
my
I said,
god,
it just
and
kind of
no
meandered.
direction.
Yeah,
like it just
type things.
meandered for
Yeah.
like epic.
And you had to have that whole episode with freaking Taylor Sheridan being the
Yeah,
freaking
why is he putting himself in his own
out
show?
there,
I don't want to
yeah,
see
type
him.
things, playing strip poker against Beth or something. and
Yeah.
whatnot.
And the
it
scenes
was
with
just
him just felt weird. It's
They
almost
did.
like everybody in the scene like knew he's like the creator, so they had to like kiss his
be
ass
nice.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would just felt
It
awkward.
was,
I
yeah.
whoa. I mean, I know some people say Tarantino's bad in his stuff, but man, Sheridan takes it to a whole nother level.
I don't know. It just those last 6 episodes without Costner to really keep it, grounded, just doesn't really.
It's almost
do too
like
well.
they knew what they were gonna
So-
do, but like it was 2 episodes worth of content, but they had 6 episodes to fill, so they're like, well, I guess we can drag this shit out for 6 episodes.
There seems to be a little bit of that, as well as the fact that I feel like they drug out, the whole Costner, his death,
Oh, I know.
and being a mystery. Oh,
And now they're talking about doing 2 spin-offs, one with Beth and Rip and one
One
with
with
Casey.
Casey.
I'm
Yeah.
like, just shoot me now. I don't watch either one of those stupid shows. Oh, I won't.
just go watch Landman instead.
I'm not watching.
Really?
I might watch that.
Watch Landman.
I might watch the. I'd probably watch Lioness. Does anybody watch Lioness?
No, but I want to. There's a lot of stuff out.
Well, you
Me
should
too.
watch Effin' Reacher. I can't believe it took you that long to watch Cobra Kai. That show is gold.
Yeah, I did watch that one pretty
I
quickly
was
when
saving
it came out.
it. I was savoring
For
it.
what?
To relish and be over.
I actually, but I thought it ended.
I did.
I was done with that. I'm glad it ended. Anyway, all right. So I guess we got to talk about what Don read.
I think we do.
Don did. Okay.
What did Don read? I only have one thing that I can even talk just somewhat about.
Freaks Amour.
Okay.
Guess who we got this from? Guess who this is by?
Freaks Amour.
Yeah. I got
Is
this
it-
from Andy Parks. This is
Okay.
Bill Hester and Andy Parks. This is like one of the first things that they ever did together.
Really?
Like their first professional work. It was it's
Before the
adapted.
Wretch.
Well, he said it was like one of the first things that they did where they were able to do their own crazy style, like just drawing to draw.
Gotcha.
It was
They weren't
3
working for the man?
issues. Yeah. Well, this was published by Dark Horse, and it was they had 3 issues in a series. From what I can tell, this came out in. But I'd never seen this before, and it was sitting there, and so I picked it up. It's based on a novel called Freaks Amour, which came out like in the early, mid, or late 70s. I can't remember, but it was supposed to be like the. I'd really actually like the book to translate, you know what I mean, to a comic book form.
Yeah, I understand.
So.
We call that an adapt.
Yeah. So the story is weird. Well, so I think it's like I can't remember what year, but let's say like 1999 or whatever. There's a freak accident, and everybody within a certain radius, they turn freaks, they mutate.
Nice.
Yeah. And so it's really about like these two, like 4 characters, they're all freaks, right? And there's this promise of like this reconstructive surgery or whatever that they can get to where they would normal. So they have to try to get money. They have to try to earn money, but they're all like really poor, right? Like only get like really shit jobs and this and that. So it's so weird too because I don't understand it. But like one of the main ways that they can make money is they do these freak shows. So they'll get these freaks and they'll go to like clubs or whatever, and normal people, and they basically, it's a man and a woman, and they put on rape shows. Yeah, it's so strange. Like, why would that be, like, that's like the thing that people in the future, I guess, are attracted to, is normal people going to, like, I could understand if it's like a burlesque show or even like a sex show. I just don't understand why it's a rape, right? Like it's like punching them in the face, like violent rapes and stuff. And so they can make like really good money at this. And there's a whole circuit when they get on the circuit and go around and do these shows. So the 2 main characters really are 2 brothers. And so one of the brothers, he comes across these fish that get mutated. And their fish eggs or whatever, they turn into like a drug. So like when you take it, you die. But you only die for like say 8 hours, and then you come back to life. And so it's a way, so people get strung out on this fish drug. And so the one brother is selling the fish drug.
For some reason, it just sounds...
Right. It's weird. It's like these mutated fish, and they have these eggs, and then they take it. But for some people, it's like if they've lost somebody or something, like they'll take it and die so that they can try to see what is beyond or reach, like, you know what I mean, like their dead wife or their dead brother or their dead sister. I don't know. It's weird, but that's kind of the gist of it. So it's like those. So you've got that going on with the brother and the drugs, and the other brother is the one, and he's really trying. He doesn't want to be a freak, so he's really trying to. He's on this circuit with his wife, girlfriend, where they're doing all the shows, and then there's a couple other. It gets a little weird. It gets a little hard to follow. There was a part like towards the end where I couldn't quite follow what was going on because there's like some double. You know what I mean? Like
double crossing
and some switcheroos and stuff. And I'm just like, I had a hard time following it. But the art is really cool, obviously, because it's really early, like, you know, Phil Hester and Parks. So like the art's
when was
the
that?
big draw.
When did that come out?
It was like 1992.
Wow.
I think.
Okay.
But
yeah, right.
I had never even seen this. And Andy had it, like, he had a little thing of books, and me and Barbara were standing there talking to him and pulled this out. And I'm,
what is this? What the heck is this? And you get that at Planet or something?
At Planet,
okay.
yeah. I bought it from Andy and Phil. Andy both signed it. But anyway, Freaks Amour.
So worthwhile, you liked?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm really interested. So, like, there's a foreword and, like, an afterword or whatever. Like, this novel, I guess, like, whenever it came out, like, in the late 70s, like, I mean, obviously you could get, like, a couple people to talk about it, but this thing was, like crazy good. Like, it was, like, a sleeper hit. Like, lots of people were talking about it.
The book itself?
The book,
okay,
yeah, the novel. Because the intro is done by Steve Bissett, and he talks about the book a lot, and then they actually went, there was a point, because in the back after this adaptation, Tom DeHaven, I believe, is the guy that actually wrote the book that it's based on. Yeah, and he talks about it. He has a little thing in the back here. But there was actually Gary Panter. Have you ever heard of Gary Panter, Drew? I haven't read a lot of stuff by him, but he did a 3 or 4 page where they were gonna do like an adaptation that never took off and do whatever. So it's kind of cool. And then, so it was 1979. Yeah, that's
Oh, wow.
when the novel.
Cool.
Either of you guys want it? Pretty good.
Yeah, what the heck? I don't think I have much on my plate.
I guess I'll just.
Sure.
I read the Savage Dragon Ultimate Collection Volume 3.
Wow. Volume
This one
3.
collects. Let me look. 22 to 35. So we're
22
up to 35.
to 35.
Yeah, and then I don't know because they don't say what it is, but in the back of it, there's an issue that was drawn by Jeff Matsuda. So it was probably like spinoff or whatever. I don't remember what it was, and it isn't listed. So like I don't know what it is, but there's like another bonus story. It's really good. Like the art's really good. Obviously, it's Jeff. But the story's really funny. Reference. So this is the one. This has where what is it? Real quick, one of the storylines. It's the God storyline where Savage Dragon goes to hell because that lady, the fiend or whatever, she makes a deal with the devil and takes him down to hell. It's like he's running around with Spawn.
Yeah.
And so
Oh, wow.
him and Spawn are down in hell, and like the devil shows up, and then God shows up. Because God sticks up for Savage Dragon because he's like, you're not supposed to be here. And so God and the devil get into a fight. That was like one of the, you remember like when that stuff came out, it was kind of controversial or whatever. So it was like kind of a big deal. It's kind of funny to go back and revisit that. But yeah. And then it's, this also has like, what's the black lady's Rapture. So she gets pregnant.
Yeah.
What?
And she gets pregnant and she has the baby. But then
It's Malcolm,
they
right?
pull a whole, I don't know, because they pull a whole like Spider-Man thing where like they come in and this cult or whatever steals the baby and then tell them that the baby died or whatever, that it didn't make it.
Yeah.
So like they
That's
kidnap
Malcolm.
this thing. Okay, so it must be Malcolm.
That's why he has electric power.
Gotcha. Okay.
Electric.
So yeah, it comes
electric
back
powers,
like
huh?
it comes back like what 20 years later or whatever.
Yeah,
But,
I think it happens earlier.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's more Savage Dragon goodness. I love this like oversized. Oh, it does. There's like a Hellboy story here, and they go back and they do like Hellboy is in it, and they do a origin story for the Brainy Ape. Do you remember Brainy Ape?
Uh-huh.
It's actually Hitler's brain.
Yeah.
I guess turned into an ape, so that ties in with like Hellboy. Yeah. So
Cool.
there's like a Max. Yeah, there's an with Max too. So there's quite a bit of like crossover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's when he was doing all the crossover.
Right, and then the whole, I don't know if you remember like Star though,
Yeah.
Peter Clapton. He's very much Peter Parker, and then they get this other lady that he like saves or whatever, and she is very much, and it's a very Spider-Man crazy because he worked on Spider-Man. Anyway, it's really good. It's fun to go back.
No.
Oh, I thought you were.
I was.
Do you guys have anything to talk about?
I didn't read. Sky is
Okay.
a piece of burden.
Keep on going, though.
All right, so I did crack open my Poison Elves.
Oh, boy.
Is that
Library
the first one or the second
Kickstarter. It's the first one. So I read the first one because I hadn't read the first one or the second. So it's the first 20 issues of Poison Elves. The only thing that I don't like about this is they do not put the covers in it.
Why would you? Like, it's not that many more pages.
Right, I know. I don't know. It's a really good presentation. I really like it. I just wish they would put the covers in. But this is the first 20 issues that he self-published.
Probably because he's a Dave Sim fan. Dave Sim never had the covers.
The covers. Well, it's not like. Oh, you mean Rob Horan?
I know.
Drew Hayes is dead. He has nothing.
I know,
to
but
do
he
with
was a
this.
huge Dave Sim.
Gotcha. I don't
And
know.
he
that.
didn't like Dave Sim the covers because because he wouldn't have wanted the covers in it.
Okay, he probably told Rob about that, or Horan.
I'm sure Rob knew that he was a Dave Sim. He wrote it in
Gotcha.
his editorials.
It's very interesting. He grows
So
really
much.
fast.
Well, yeah.
And
Because
so
that early
much.
stuff is rough.
The early stuff is rough, but I mean, by the
Let me
time
see.
you're up to like issue 20, I mean, he's really coming into it. It's really
Coming into it.
It's really good. I think some of that stuff was re-lettered too, because the early stuff I remember, because it has a different letterer posted on that, and I need to pull out like maybe a couple
I
of.
think this was re-lettered?
I think it
very
was.
good.
No, I remember some of the early stuff really rough. So this is just the first 20 issues of Lucifer.
Lucifer.
Well, no, the character is Lucifer.
Oh, yeah. Isn't the book called Lucifer?
There originally, yes, it was called Lucifer, and it was, I think, for like the first 12 or 13 issues. It talks about it in there. But the first 7 or 8 issues were magazine sized. So it was called I, Lucifer. It was magazine sized. Then he shrunk it down to comic book size. And then like around issue 12 or 13, The Poison Elves, because it was coming out like in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And an independent book with Lucifer in the title didn't really sell very well.
I don't know
He
why.
changed the name.
I wouldn't know why
He
either.
changed
What
the
heck?
name to
They
Poison
had a
Elves.
book called Hellblazer. That was fun.
Right. But it's the first 20 issues. It's the first adventures of his. You get introduced to a few of the main characters, or a few of the characters, like the Purple Marauder is in there, and you get to find out, you get to meet Parantachin, which Parantachin is basically like his part of his mind when he goes crazy. So Poison Elves is about this main character, Lucifer. I believe his last name is pronounced Malashay. I think that I always read it as Malache, but I think it's Malashay.
Malashay.
Yeah, I think it's Lucifer Malashay. But he's an elf, and in
a lot of
these
writing.
first few issues, so elves and humans kind of live together. They talk about it at the beginning, like
But not in perfect harmony.
there was this big war or whatever that they fought, and the elves and the humans have kind of get along together. So there's that mix of people, and it's just his adventure. You know, like he has a 2 or 3 story or whatever. He's almost like a punk rock elf, or I don't know, what would you say? Like,
I've never read Poison.
you've never read Poison Elves at all?
I read some of it early on. It's been so long.
Gotcha. Well, he did 100 issues, and Drew Hayes has passed away. He passed away a while ago, a long time, but a while ago. But he did.
Val
he did-
Kilmer died.
I heard
That is true.
But anyway, so this was the Kickstarter, the volume 1, and I got the second volume. They should be starting third.
Sweet. It
The-
only cost
the
you
third
$1 million.
Kickstarter. Yeah, but it's worth it. I love this. For me, it is anyway. For me, it's worth it. So, speaking of Kickstarters, did you see that they're gonna do the Transformers now? The
Oh, yeah, I
the
think I saw that.
Transformers compendiums is gonna be just like the GI Joe one. It's gonna be hardcover volumes
Yeah.
or what.
Really?
It's probably
Did
gonna be.
that thing go that long?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
what
didn't
they're
think
gonna
that-
add
yeah, I was
into
gonna
it.
say-
Look
It
it up.
went
How
like
many issues
80.
it go?
I think
I
it
don't
went
think it went
80.
80.
I think it went 80.
I don't think it went. I think it went like.
But they
50.
were talking about they were going to add in because there were some miniseries, and then they said something else they were going to add into it. I don't know what it was. And then there was like they were going to do where it was Marvel and. This
Yep, 80
thing.
issues, man. You are like
Because he looked at the Kickstarter.
there.
No, it doesn't say that in there. It's 80.
Although there was several spin-off minis,
Right.
they count for.
And then the only other stuff that I really read that I brought. So have you been buying any of this Ghost Machine stuff, Drew?
I got Geiger.
You got Geiger. You haven't read
One.
any of the other stuff.
No, I'm trying to order it as it comes out, but
I also I forgot. I read Bug Wars.
are you
number
gonna
one.
focus your jump?
Yeah, I'll do this real quick.
Okay, because you're gonna do Geiger stuff, and now you're jumping
Right.
on Bug Wars.
Because I just found it. So Bug Wars is the new series and I think it's a mini series. Like only
Yeah, 6 issues.
By Jason Aaron and Mahmoud Azrar.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It is almost like Honey I Shrunk the Kids with profanity, but it's basically like a backyard.
Isn't it more like Sectars with?
Not really, because they're actual bugs like in the backyard. Like it's ants versus whatever this. Like
Yeah.
this whole ant army is coming, and these other I can't remember what they're called, like mites or something. Like they're fighting, and they have this big battle, and they talk about how like the ants have like this whole
Anthill.
yeah, but like the whole yard's connected, like
Sure.
tunnels underneath and this
Yeah.
and that, and there's certain ants that are bred for fighting and all this
Sure.
other stuff. And then so like I think the kid gets sucked in or something because there's a family that moves in to this house, and one of the kids is really like into bugs. Like his father is no longer with him, I guess. And so, like, his dad was really into bugs, so he's kind of into bugs, but the other older brother is, like, against the bugs, and so he's, like, trying to kill the bugs. The other kid's trying to save
Kill
them.
the
but
bugs.
the art's really cool in it.
It's Mahmoud Azrar.
Yeah. the
How could
art's
it not
cool.
be good?
All right, that's Bug Wars. I
Okay.
don't do very good. But, so I read 3 of these newer ones. So, Hornsby and Halo. I read the first 4 issues of that. It's by Peter Tomasi and Peter Snadeberg, however you say that guy's name. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Peter Snedgeberg. He was doing
Snedgeberg.
Starman
Yeah,
for a long time.
he's on the art. This was
Tony
my
Harris
least,
couldn't get the shit done.
this was my least favorite.
That's part of the Ghost Machine.
Yes, so this
It
is.
doesn't even look like one of the Ghost Machine books.
I know, but they're calling this. There's four realms or realities or
yeah.
whatever in this universe.
Sure.
They're calling this one Family Odyssey. So this
So it's
is
like a
one of
family
them.
book?
So it's Hornsby and Halo and Rockefellers are in this group.
Okay.
This one is basically, I think if you were new to comics and were new to this concept, you might enjoy it. So it's basically there's a angel baby and a demon baby, devil baby, whatever, and they get sent to Earth and they get switched. So the devil baby gets put with nice people, and the angel baby gets put with degenerates or whatever.
Okay.
And then they've lived on Earth, and then this starts like when they turn like 13. I guess they're mutants or whatever, but they turn 13 and their powers start
Manifesting.
well, their true selves or whatever powers start manifesting. Yes, and they're like they come together and they go. But I mean, it's done well, and the art's fine. It's just the
Snatchbird's
concept.
killing on this art.
Yeah, the concept I'm just not interested in because, and they're not doing it any different or anything new. You know what I mean? I mean, that's like New Gods, right? Like we've had it there. I mean, you see it, we've seen it so many times. And it's fine, it's just I'm not interested in the story. You know what I mean?
Don doesn't care about that. All right, cool. How's Rockefellers? That look cool. Who does that?
Rockefellers is better, so this is Peter Tomasi and Francis Manapul.
I like Francis Manapul.
Yeah. This one's kind of cool. It's kind of like, I don't know, you get a very Fantastic Four vibe because
Yeah,
it's like a
Fantastic
family of. So basically,
more
what-
Challengers of the Unknown, Don.
Yeah, Challengers of the Unknown. I only read the first 3 issues of this.
Oh, this art's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, as long
How
as it's
many
not working with
issues
Scott Snyder,
Came
he's
out with
awesome.
of this.
But I mean, I'm reading I have 3 already, so they're still coming out. They're
okay,
like
okay.
ongoing series.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I wondered. I didn't
Right,
know if this
yeah.
is something in your huge backlog that you
No,
have like
no,
20
these have
issues
come out-
of, or
I mean, their
It
cover
was-
dates of, God, I took my glasses off. December, I think. So, I mean, they've come out within the last
last
February.
year, so-
December and February. So, yeah, fairly recent.
Yeah.
So, the basic concept of this is there's a family. So, there's a mom and a dad, a grandfather and a grandmother, and then 2 kids, a girl and a boy.
What are those
They have
bags? you have?
superpowers.
And they're from, no, not really. They're from, what?
Those bags are like very stiff,
Yeah.
thick.
These are the new ones I started. They're from the future.
Protected
They're
against
from like
sunlight,
they're from like the
UV light.
25th century, right?
Okay.
And
And
something
they come back here. Or
I'm
something?
from the 20th
right.
century.
Something goes like they discover something that can change or destroy like the world. Well, the people that he finds it out from or whatever, they're trying to find it. So instead of like a witness protection program, they have a time protection program. So they travel back they travel back to our time. So they're hiding from these people in time while they try to figure out like what they're gonna do or whatever. So that's, and the main character, the main guy, the father, his brother actually works for the whatever you call it, the time
police.
time police, time
Time
travel, like,
authority.
right, time travel
Time
authority, whatever they call it.
variance,
And so like he'll talk to
this
them, like he can
authority.
somehow communicate with them, and he's like, is it cool to come back or this or that? And then of course you have the other side of it with like these, they look kind of like, and they're trying to find it, so they're to like get back whatever, which they haven't shown it yet. They just kind of allude to discovered something that will end the world. So it's pretty good. The art's really good in it, and the story's fine. It's good.
What's the third one?
But my favorite one is Hyde Street, and it came out. I think this came out first, but they did like a one shot. It's called Devour, and it's part of the Hyde Street, but it's a different book or story. So Hyde Street is basically, it's like their horror, and Ivan Heist does the artwork. The artwork's
You don't
amazing
even
in
like
this one
horror.
too. Jeff Johns and Ivan Heist. I love horror. So, so there's this place called Hyde Street. There's this, I guess like a demon or some bad guy, right? And a devil. And when people wander onto Hyde Street, there are people that this guy has brought into under his wing, and they have to like lure other people in. So they have to like collect like 10,000 souls, and then once they do, then they're free or whatever. They can go back or they can do whatever, right? So that's the concept. And so during the book, you're just meeting, you're meeting the different characters that live there as they tell the story about how they sucker somebody in and try to like steal their soul, right? So there's this X-ray guy. He's one of the main characters. He was like a copywriter in like the 50s, and he actually like came up. He was the one. He did a bunch of the ads for like the X-ray in the comic books, like the X-ray goggles and the sea monkeys, and like, just ripping off kids. And like that's how he made a living. And then I don't know if they do his origin story or not, like how he got sucked into Hyde Street. And then the other character is this Boy Scout looking kid, which I don't know if that's the one you've got.
Yep, it is.
And so, and he's weird because he's way over his limit. Because they'll come in and they'll show the demon or whatever, and he's got like a big giant scoreboard, right? A tally board. And he'll have like everybody's name on it and how many souls that they've collected for him or whatever. And you only need 10,000 and then you can leave and do whatever. Well, this kid's racked up like 15, 18,000 and he doesn't want to leave. So he's just staying, bringing more people. He'll actually like scoop them, like swipe them from other people so that they can't get them. So he kind of keeps them there. And then in the last one, they kind of came out with this guy. He's kind of like the Frankenstein monster. So he was an actor like in the 20s when they did like Frankenstein movie, like the old silent movie kind of things. And he was trying to get a role. Well, he got a role as like as Frankenstein. So he was all dressed up in makeup. And then when he got lured onto Hyde Street, he was in that. So now he's like that's what he's stuck at as like that character. The Devour one is another. There's this lady, and so this whole story is basically about she has a shop on Hyde Street and she sells these diet pills. And so there's a story where there's like a mom. It's like 3 generations: a mom, the daughter, and then the daughter's daughter, a grandmother, a mother, and a daughter. And all the 2 older women, they've had trouble with their weight. Well, the grandmother, when she was young, stumbled into the store, and she gets. They're not diet pills, because you find out again they're basically like fucking. They look like They look like sandworms, but they live inside you and they eat everything. So it's like a tapeworm, right? So you just like eat all this crap, but they're skinny as hell. And so that's what this whole story is about. But it's like an offshoot of Hyde. That makes sense with any of the stuff that I talked about?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I think it makes sense.
Okay. But Hyde Street is my favorite.
Okay.
I like this one the best out of all the stuff that's coming out. I've been buying the other one, the Geiger and the Redcoat and the Rook, just behind on. I've read some of each of them, but I'm behind on.
I ordered the first trade of Redcoat, but I ordered the second trade of Geiger and it never came. Like it came out, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. I think it's because Image switched over to Lunar.
Yeah.
And
I think Pelletier did some of the.
He was doing Geiger.
He did Geiger, yeah. Because I was talking to
and then they offered him more money to do G.I. Joe.
It's weird. Nobody listens to our podcast.
Yeah.
Which he told me. He didn't say it in confidence, but he said that.
Oh, maybe it was opposite then. Maybe he was doing G.I. Joe, and then they gave him a better page rate of Geiger.
Oh, because I was surprised. I was talking to him. He's like, the page rate's like, that's really weird. I'm like, because it's Robert Kirkman, it's like Image, it's like, and it's very fucking popular.
It's the Larry Hama G.I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's selling that well. I think the new G.I. Joe's now.
Oh, dude, you know
no one wants to read the Larry Hama G.I.
You know how many fucking printings they've gone into? Like they're
books?
crazy. The G.I. Joe, the Larry Hama stuff.
Yeah, the old stuff. Yeah, because people are nostalgic for it. They don't want to read new stuff.
No, the new stuff. The first issues had like 8 or 9 reprints, 8 or 9 prints. Yeah,
Really?
I don't. It's really popular, dude.
It's nostalgia.
I would think. Well, it's done really well.
Well, no one gives us sales numbers.
The
now,
new
so
stuff?
We really don't know.
Yeah,
That stuff that he's been giving me?
Yeah.
Oh my
that's what Dom
God.
said. It's bad.
Huh. Yeah, it's not.
I love the artwork.
Well,
I like
could
the
give you.
Mooneyham
Yeah,
and the Pelletier.
yeah, but the story, I mean, is just fucking dumb as dirt. I mean, it is like the stuff that I mean, from a nostalgia factor, it's right in there. I mean, it's the same stupid crap that we listened to when we were 12 to 13.
Fucking zombies.
Type things or whatever.
Why are
else, but-
zombies stupid? It's just
No, I mean just the whole clicking around and how it's doing stuff, and Cobra Commander and the little Two Faces in there, and Serpentor and an orthodontist turn,
weird.
whatever. I mean, it's just it's got the
I
same
did-
corny writing that was out of that
I
type.
did
era.
also finish my first compendium of GI Joe, the old stuff. I read issue 50. Finished
The first compendium.
first hardcover.
Are you gonna do the Transformers one? Gotcha.
I wasn't a big Transformers guy, Amers guy. $100. I had a hard time trigger on.
Be rich.
Yes, that's what it is.
Rich.
I'm very rich.
Nice.
Cool. So is Scott gonna talk about Beasts of Burden?
Sure,
Yeah.
I'll talk a little bit about Beasts of Burden, the omnibus here. Evan Dorkin, Jill Thompson.
Milk
Uh,
and cheese.
There you go.
Yes.
Sarah Dwyer
You
and then a
should
bunch
give
of
him milk
others.
and cheese.
Maybe. So really, I don't know. I think I don't know. I believe I've read through like the first kind of
Trade maybe.
chunk of stuff. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking because
Are you enjoying it? That's the main.
I
thing.
basically got to the point where I guess the next episode or the next issue I'm going to be having has like Hellboy. in it or
That's
something.
pretty cool.
So yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's pretty good. It's just I don't know what it is. Is it wordy? Is it just a lot of
kinda
panels?
slow.
It is so.
kinda
It
wordy.
just is hard to.
There's like all this banter between these dogs,
Yeah.
and they aren't that distinctive. Like they just kind of run together. Like I don't know like which dog is which very much.
I'm starting to catch on now, but boy, I mean, some dog died, and I'm not entirely sure which one it was.
Yeah.
So,
You're really selling it, man.
but the art's really cool, and
art
it's
is
got
pretty
these like little bits where it's kind of neat. You know, I mean, I guess there's a good concept here and some cool ideas. You know, with these. So the basic thing is that there's these dogs in like this little suburb, you know, type things, and of course the one token cat that are trying to prevent, you know, like they're basically trying to save the world, you know, and stuff of this nature, because there must be like a hellmouth or something in this freaking little suburb of things, because weird shit happens. There was, you know, a coven of witches that were trying to do
Hellmouth.
things, you know, and freaking zombie dogs and some freaking giant frog and all these other type of things, you know, that they're going through, werewolves, you know, so they're dealing with all this supernatural stuff.
So
you know?
dogs dealing with that stuff is awesome, but GI Joe with zombies is terrible.
That's
It's
exactly
not
right.
the
But it's not even.
concept of GI Joe.
It's not the concept
It's the
there. I think it's
execution.
the execution big time of GI Joe. The execution of GI Joe is the same thing that we saw when we were freaking, you know, basically 40 years ago.
It's
So
been like 300
you know,
issues, man.
exactly. So you know, this is already far fetched, and you know it, you know, type thing. So I mean, it just kind of flows into that. I mean, you're it's introducing you into the supernatural. GI Joe, at its essence, was like this loosely military type thing with, you know, just a bad and a good. You know, it had some crazy things, but then let's go back and genetically modify some guy out of things, and then you got Cobra Law, and now you got zombies that were done by an orthodontist, and you got these other type of things, you know, with the guy with the metal head, you know, owns, I don't know what the hell he has, freaking
Destro?
Destro, yes, he's got his own little island of things, but they're splitting things all over there. No, I didn't want this to be about GI Joe,
I know.
you know, type things.
I'm
But Beasts of Burden,
sorry. I
you
will
know,
be
type
quiet.
things. It kind of gets into a bit of a supernatural. You got talking animals anyway to a certain point, although they're talking to each other,
Right.
not the
that's-
humans.
So they're
But-
not like the humans don't understand.
Yeah,
they're
humans
just talking
don't,
to
yeah.
each other.
Except for there was the werewolf human that understood them, so you know,
he's part
there's a
dog.
little bit of that. Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. I mean, and they don't really pull too many punches here either. I mean, occasionally some pet that you think is going to be in there, I mean, it gets killed, you know, type things and stuff like that, and
Circle of life.
pretty
Right
much,
back
pretty
to
much.
Mufasa.
So it's hard to get through because there is so much, and I get through like a story, and I think, wow, that felt like a complete thing, but I mean that was like basically just one little issue, you know,
Pretty
type things
dense.
out of it. Yeah, it's really dense all through this.
Well, I
So
think it's like 4 trades worth. I think if I had read this as like 4 different trades, like at 4 different times, better. But,
probably
but
so.
you finish one trade, you're like, yeah, I probably need a break from this. You're like, oh wait, I got 3 more freaking
Yeah.
trades to get through, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
and you're just
yeah.
you know, going through that, and it is, you know, while they're different enough,
They're kind of samey.
There is some samey type things because it is almost like a monster of the week, type of thing. It's like, oh, what are we going to deal with here? It's kind of nice like that. The issue's self-contained, but yet, and it's pointing at a grander thing going on, which may get more into it as you get further along. But like I said, right now it's just like it is packed, in there. So I don't know. Overall, I think it's pretty good. I mean, I'm definitely going to keep reading it. Like I said, it's just a bit.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Don't you think your daughter would probably like it though?
I don't know.
No.
My oldest, she might.
Seems kind of like supernatural.
Yeah.
I kind of see it.
Yeah, I could see some of that possibly.
Maybe not. You know your daughter better than I do.
Yeah, well, it's tough. I mean, this is something that she would have liked probably a decade ago.
Okay, fair
but
enough.
I don't know
that she would be
now if she would
cool.
for sure.
She's grown up, unlike the rest of us.
That's where I think I was going with that. So
she's matured.
Yeah,
not.
Yeah,
let somebody do.
Right.
Yep. All right, we're gonna do Invincible Volume 1.
Yeah,
Trade
whole
paperback
4 issues. Man, talk about something that goes quick. Boom.
Right.
I think I just started getting into it.
Not much happened.
No, not a lot.
Well,
Actually,
Mark
a lot happened.
Grayson gets his powers.
Yeah.
They find out that their science teacher or some teacher was like killing kids or
killing kids.
Because
they weren't listening.
They weren't listening to him.
Science.
Well, it was some type of teacher. I thought it was
remember.
the science teacher because he
remember?
built
It's
a
like
bomb.
the whole storyline.
So type things.
What?
Well, the teacher was
the kids into bombs.
was turning the kids into bombs.
Oh yeah, okay.
Type thing. So, and then you got his dad who fights some type of weird alien race from other dimension or something.
Yeah, he gets sucked in. It doesn't
sucked
time travel differently than he's gone for a couple of weeks, but he was over there for months or something.
Yeah, something like that. So he was over there for a while. So
he establishes a lot of stuff that ends up meaning stuff later.
Yeah.
Well, probably so.
And he's also world building.
But he's world building, so you got... What's interesting, though, is out of all this first 4 issues, you get a little bit of, the teen team or whatever the heck.
Yeah.
And you introduce Adam, Eve, and
Robot Man.
The parents and stuff.
Who's
but you
the
really
bomb
don't
guy?
get... you don't get Cecil at all, really, yet.
No, Cecil hasn't come in.
And you really don't have the Guardians of the Globe. I mean, maybe there's a reference to them, but
maybe.
I don't think that
not much
there's
of
really
them.
nothing there. So
I think they hit pretty hard in the next dude.
I'm sure, but I just thought it was interesting out of the first 4 how it really doesn't talk much about the other superheroes. It concentrates more on that.
I thought he did a good job of him being in high school and dealing with high school.
I do too. Yeah, kind of had that little bit of a Spider-Man feel, type things going on.
So with the Teen Squad, what's the bomb guy's name?
Rexplode.
Rexplode. Who's that other girl?
Is that Duplicate or
Duplicate? That's it. Because I don't think these guys hang around longer. Because I remember mostly there was that one girl who turned into a monster. What was she called?
Monster Girl.
Monster Girl. Very obvious like that.
They're not.
Right?
They're
not the greatest names.
There's Robot.
Yeah, Robot, Monster Girl,
Duplicate. Bomb. What was
Rexplode.
Rexplode.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the names I've always found were let's try to find some generic, just goofy, thing.
Hey, when you gotta come up with a lot of names.
So he does.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Atom Eve.
Cool.
Invincible. But I mean, I like it. It is interesting. It almost makes me want to go back to season 1 of the TV show and go, watch what happens there. But see how close it is. Because I feel like in some ways, unfortunately, they're on season 3 of the TV show. But I think that Kirkman learned some things here that he's like, okay, if I did this again, I would be a little bit faster pace here or whatever the heck else. Because I do know that at the very end of the very first freaking episode, you find out that his dad is not what he appears to be. Type things.
And also, too, I mean...
Well, it's a different medium.
It's a different medium.
Capture
and
people
you've got it,
Yeah.
Well, he said that, he wasn't sure how long this book was going to last.
Yeah.
And so I think it's pretty brave on his part to bury the lead as much as he did. You know what I mean?
Well, it was almost an entire year, isn't it? Almost.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, it's issue 10 or
it was.
So I mean,
pretty far in there before he
That's a bold move in itself.
Yeah.
No, I think. What do you think about the Cory Walker art compared to Ryan Otley?
It's fine, but I'm really looking.
It's very interesting because I didn't read ahead, but I kind of flipped through just because I know you kind of get
Early
in there.
Ryan Otley doesn't look like Ryan Otley.
It doesn't. Early Ryan Otley, I mean, almost looks like he was trying to copy it a little
Corey
bit in
Walker a
some
little
ways.
bit, yeah.
And
you
he
know,
might have been trying to for the
do a
transition.
transition.
Or
Could
I
have
think
been.
he just hadn't developed his own style.
Yeah, I think there is some cases of that. But
I
then
mean-
if you look at the later type things when Ryan gets into his own is quite a bit better, I think. than
The
Ryan
art's
is there.
fine.
Yeah.
It's just I know how good it gets with Ryan.
I think
Yeah.
I appreciate the Corey Walker a little more. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a different style, but I kind of dig it.
Yeah.
So you need to look in your hardcover because my hardcover says Robert Kirkman, writer, letter, which is really weird that he's a letter, and then Corey Walker, penciler, inker, issues 1 to 7, and then Ryan Otley, inker 1 to 7. So what does yours say?
Oh, I
Since
don't know.
it's like
I'll
the
have to
9th
look.
printing.
What is your? It's an.
This
8
is the 2nd printing.
second.
Ooh,
So
wow.
I mean, you think they would have fixed that in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they didn't.
Maybe they were rushing to get it out so fast because they were so hot.
They were
selling
so hot.
hotcakes.
Boom, boom, boom,
So
boom.
like hotcakes, I'm sure they were.
I'll
I can't believe they.
Next
Robert
time I
Kirkman
crack
was
it-
the letterer.
next time I crack it open, I'll take.
I wonder
a
how long
picture.
he stayed as the letterer before this book is successful. I can actually hire somebody.
somebody.
Or he
I can
started
hire
getting that
somebody.
Walking Dead money. And it's like I don't have to letter shit anymore.
Did you pick up anything cool at Planet?
So we're done with Invincible?
I
Yep,
think
okay.
so.
Yeah, let's move on to Planet. I'm curious on what your guys' thoughts were
What
and
page?
things
Did
like
you
this.
ever send a picture of the page you bought?
So what days were you there?
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't.
And then
stay
you
for
were
too
there
long on Saturday.
Friday.
Just Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
These are mostly the.
And
books I
we
bought.
didn't stay long. Barbara ended up not feeling well, so we ended up leaving.
On Friday, really?
Yeah.
Wow. And any commissions? I mean, you had the one
I just
from,
got that one page.
from
Did you pay for this?
What would I pay for it?
I don't
well,
know.
sometimes you guys have an in with some of those creators.
Yeah,
and
I
they
think
give
That
you
guy
some-
needs money.
Yeah, he
Okay.
does.
Cool. And did you get any commissions or anything?
I just got that page from Peloton.
Okay.
Yeah, all I
And
got
bought
was the.
this. I bought
I
this
got-
sketchbook from Baltimore, and he did a little sketch in the back.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
you did
really?
see Colton, so he gave you that.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Nice. Let me see.
You want to see the naked girl or the sketch?
The sketch.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
But yeah, it's quite. The sketchbook was pretty
This is
good.
the first one,
How
right?
was it?
Revere?
Yeah,
Reverie?
I never had the first one.
Okay.
I've only had the Pop Star Assassin stuff.
Yeah.
So I bought that from Ed Lavallee,
Okay.
Revere. I got Grind's latest Witching Hour book.
Cool. Bitter
And then
rude.
look at the
Wow.
price on that bad boy.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
40,
Probably
60,
50 is what I
33.
figured.
66% off.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have them all.
Oh, the issue?
It's actually back, but I did.
Oh, well, that's promising. I also bought another book that I'm trying to read called Sculptor by Scott McCloud. That was like $8.
I would like to read this when you're done.
Okay.
I've never read it.
Revere?
Magnus the Bird.
No.
What's the little ash can from?
You've never read it?
No. Colton Strathman.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you remember him?
I do.
So he actually.
I do kind of like his art too.
Yeah,
There's
he
some
said-
style there that yeah.
He said this is the first thing he's done where somebody else is writing it and he's just doing the artwork.
Yeah, I point blank asked him, I was like, why? Are
Yeah.
you working with somebody? Well, the guy just asked if I would collaborate with us. Like, oh, yeah, cool.
And so he didn't have the issue quite ready yet, so he just printed up these little
Ash cans.
freebie ash cans or whatever. Well, I don't know. Mine was free. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
they
he
were all
was
free.
charging.
He was just giving them away.
Yeah.
Build buzz.
Cool.
But yeah.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, I didn't do too much. I played.
Was it pretty busy?
Oh yeah, Friday was busiest
Yeah.
Friday I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Was it?
It was crazy.
But it wasn't as bad as Saturday. Saturday was like
It's
wall-to-wall
weird, though,
people.
too,
It was
'cause,
kind of
like-
like San Diego where you just can't even walk
You
through the
can't really
aisles
get through
because
the
it's
stuff.
just there's just people flowing.
I'm gonna say Friday. Well, we left at 2:00 today.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus Christ, they didn't even open until 1, did they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Don
but-
was barely there.
No. I was there from 11.
Yeah.
I got a lot of my stuff done before.
So
Before the show even
Saturday,
started?
Before the
Don
show
gave me
even
the
started.
vendor
Jeez.
passes, so the vendors could get in there at 10:30 and it opened at like maybe they get in there at 9:30 and it opened at
Or
noon or 11. I don't remember. But anyway, I got there like an hour early and just walked around and talked to people.
That's cool.
And then it started to get kind of busy, so we went and played like a game. And then I was like, well, I think we're done. So I just went and bought all the stuff that I wanted to buy.
So getting
So I
through
didn't have
that
to carry
mess and
around.
maze of things and
And so I just walked through and bought a few.
But even at like 3:00, it didn't really seem that big. But when he left, like right there on the street. I mean, they
Yeah.
still had a line. It was like 3:00 in the afternoon. They still had people like outside.
I don't know where they can't get people in there faster.
I don't know.
Because, like, you know, we were in the line on Friday, and it wraps all the way around back. And there's an escalator going up. And, like, just take part of this line and go up that escalator. You know, and take the rest of the line and go up that way. I mean, you have multiple entrances.
Right.
It's not that hard.
Were
Just
you able to
flow
get
people
your
in there.
tickets, though, through the will call pretty quickly? Or?
Yeah, that didn't take long at all.
Okay, that's good.
Some dude tried to take me out.
You out.
Yeah, so I'm in line, and like the guy's in front of me, and I'm here, and the lady window opens. She's waving, so I start to walk towards her, and he like jumps in front of me because he sees her too, and like
And
knocks
just
me. I'm
over
like,
there.
bruh.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's on me, but he wasn't moving. I was moving. He didn't see me. I was behind. He's like, oh, sorry. Just walking here.
Yeah.
It's fine. What I found, I thought of like a variation on a line from Clerks. It's like, I love Comic-Cons, but I hate people.
Yes.
That was pretty much my theme for
Yeah.
For Planet.
Planet. Yeah, I love Comic-Cons. So, yeah, Zach and I were talking. We're like, yeah. He's like, this is kind of like the same thing every year. I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. He's like, yeah, maybe we can take a break. Maybe we don't go to. Yeah,
Right.
maybe not. If you're not going to have Buster Moody, just forget it.
But Willie does tend to bring in some, you know,
Yeah.
artists, you
I
know,
was-
or comic creators that, you know, you don't see all that often.
It's true. I did get
you
my
know.
Jerome Opena signature.
Yeah,
for
I heard
$10.
$10.
But I mean, what was the one before that? Russo, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Rizzo.
Rizzo.
Should have got
Rizzo.
that
Eduardo
from him.
Rizzo.
Yeah.
I'm regretting
Eduardo,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he does bring in some cool people.
So he
and that's
brings
kind
in
of
some of those ones that you just don't. I mean, especially around here, you don't see. It seems to be
Yeah.
that they're more
I
of
don't-
you know a coast people. You know,
He
East
does
Coast, West
tend to
Coast,
bring in like
and
a
he brings
handful. Yeah.
in a handful.
I don't
you know,
get
fairly
why
close.
Jason didn't set up. I saw a picture.
He said he was going to be
there.
at the Elite Comics booth. That's what
Oh.
he said. He was just going to sign at the Elite Comics booth.
Because he was somebody. I think it was Kyle. Somebody took a picture of
But
Jason Aaron
yeah.
there.
But every time I went by the Elite Comics booth, he was never signing. So I
Yeah.
don't know if he had certain hours. I'm sure if I
Probably.
cared enough, I would ask, but I was worried I would run into him.
Right.
So, yeah, so, but that's what he said. He said he was just going to sign at the league. And he would charge so much for signatures, but he was giving it all to, like, that children that they raised. So he was signing, he just had to figure out with that booth.
Gotcha.
But no, Jerome Pena, I went and I was like, well, there was like a line, and then I was waiting, and then finally it cleared up, and I said, is he sketching? No, he's not sketching.
Right.
And they were like, and I was like, does he have any pre-done pieces? And he's like, yeah, I brought some, but I don't know where they're at. And the guy's
Okay.
like, no, we don't have any. And he's like, no, I brought some, I just don't know where I put them. So they're like scrambling. I was like, okay, whatever. I know I can't afford it anyway. I was just curious to look at what the
It's only
prices were
Friday.
Yeah.
and see what it is. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And so then I'm like, so I give him, I said, would you sign this? I give him my book, you know, and he's like, sure. And he signs it, I hand the guy $10, and he's like, thanks. I walk away. There's like no interaction, conversation. Not that I generated any, right?
All right.
And I'm kind of at that point in my life where I'm like, I don't want to try and make like awkward small talk with these guys unless
Right.
unless it flows naturally, you know?
Right.
Like if they started or I started or there's
Yeah.
something, but I'm not gonna do like a fanboy thing. Oh, I really loved your work. I loved your work. It's
Right.
like I'm just not at that point in my life anymore. And so I'm like, eh.
See,
so I
I
got my
don't even
book
know
signed.
why-
I paid the $10, and then I was like,
Right. So, like, what's the
I don't
point?
know.
Like,
What's the
that
point
felt
at that
like a
point?
wasted $10, right?
yeah, right. But I got my book
I could just
signed.
go buy it on eBay. No.
But I mean, I got
Well,
my book
no, I
signed,
mean,
and I
but
got
you
to
can't
meet him.
do
But
that
yeah,
and
there was
meet in
no
person,
like,
person.
there's no moment, right?
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And he saw my book, and it was like a custom bind. He didn't even comment on it. You know, I thought maybe he'd say, "Oh, this is cool" or something. No,
Right.
Nothing. So, I mean, not that he has to. I'm just like, what am I paying $10?
Right.
I don't know. But I did want to meet him because I like Jerome Pena
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. I walked by and saw him at
Yeah.
the table.
That was probably just as satisfying.
It was-
It didn't cost you $10.
I almost wish that I would have gone over to Platt because he had like some kind of sketchbook or ash can or something.
Yeah.
And it would have been nice to get something from him.
I think Opena had some kind of a sketchbook that he
Yeah.
was selling. But even those guys who have the sketchbooks, they're like $40, $50.
$50 for sketchbooks now.
And they're like, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not a big into sketchbooks, to be honest.
I bought Baltimore's sketchbook, and he's like, I was like, how much is it? He's like, 50. I was like, are you serious? 50? I was like, that's pretty steep. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I just kind of combined a bunch of ones and I put it into one. I was like, that's cool. And I love Baltimore. I'll give him $50 for a sketchbook any day of the week. So I bought it, and he's like, what do you want in it? I was like, oh, you're drawing it? He's like, yeah, that's why it's $50. I'm like, oh, that makes a little more sense. You should have started with that. If you're going to do a sketch. So yeah, you can buy the sketchbook for $50, but I do a sketch in it. I was like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense, right?
Yes, lead with that, dude.
And I'm like, you should have led with that. It got all mangled in my backpack, though.
That's okay.
I flipped through it.
But yeah, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, what do you want me to draw? I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't even knowing you were going to draw something.
Right.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Yeah, you.
I was like, just do a sketch in it, whatever you want to draw. So, anyway.
Man, you really broke it.
It doesn't break. It's very nicely done. The spine, you mean?
Yeah.
No, it bends.
Yeah.
It doesn't break the spine. See? Yeah.
So I can do.
Yeah, if you want.
What about the middle?
No, don't do it on the middle, dude. It's the cover.
It's the cover.
Wow. You don't understand books very well.
You don't understand sketchbooks at all.
I own a lot of books.
I know, and you seem bad at the comprehension of how they work. So, anyway.
Have you read the sketchbook?
I did. I read the sketchbook. It was a great read. You know, there weren't that many words.
Have you looked at it? Have you gone
Yeah, I flipped through it.
Every page.
Every page I glanced at. Yeah. That's from sketchbooks. What do you do with them? You know, you glance at them once, and do you ever?
You look through it, type thing.
I guess you
That's
might.
really cool.
So,
Well, it is more of almost
study
a
it.
show type of thing, though. It's
Yeah.
the coffee table book type thing.
like I said, I like him Baltimore. He deserves it.
Yeah.
He's a good artist, and he probably did.
I'm sure he needs it because most artists are not getting paid. Right
He's
now.
good.
He's a good dog.
Oh, yeah,
That's fine with
absolutely.
it. But yeah, I didn't do a lot of comics.
Yeah, I didn't. I bought the sketch, I bought a page of art, I bought that book. When I was over talking to Noel, he had a book that I had never before. It's like an elf book, like from Jan Strand or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like a backup in something, and it's collected little hardcover.
Oh, that's cool.
And I picked that up. I tried to.
It was from the 70s, early 80s.
The art's really cool.
I wonder if those backups were in the Dalgota books. I think.
Yes, they were in Dalgota.
Because I have Dalgota bound, and I think those backups are in there.
Yeah, so it's just a collection of those.
Oh, that's cool.
And he had it there, and he was talking to Barbara, and I picked it up and looked at it, and his wife was there, and I said, I want to get this. It was like $12 or something.
Yeah, something awkward.
And so I gave her I'm like, okay, whatever, I care. She's like, just take it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I paid her. I paid money, but
at that point, don't make anything $12. Like,
Right.
Like 20, right? Just charge 20. They'll pay it. You make more money, or do it 10. But yeah, no, just make it 20. Just round up to the nearest 10. Really,
Yeah,
it's a
no,
convention.
Very true. Yeah.
it was funny.
But he's old school.
Yeah.
He was probably like, well, what's a fair price? $12 for what I, know. So that's probably what he thought.
So it was really interesting. So Barbara was actually getting artwork. So she has this.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She showed it to you, or?
Yeah.
Oh okay.
I was there when she was asking Grind to draw on it.
Oh okay. So yeah, so
Grind
she had.
draws something for?
He did. He said he was
Wow.
going to, but he doesn't. He wasn't drawing at the show.
No, I
just
know,
for
I
her.
know. But I figured because he.
Well, it's a weird thing. It's like one of those books where you finish the drawings for like kids. Like they give you part of a drawing and then.
Okay.
No,
No?
it's totally blank.
Oh, it's blank. So she draws, and then she has people draw on top of her drawings.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's
That's cool.
it's a mother-daughter book.
Okay.
Right. So her and Kristen have been passing it back
Back
and forth.
forth.
So there's a section in the back where she draws a parrot and Chris has to, and then she has to draw whatever, and then Chris has to draw whatever.
And so she had
Well,
Grind
both
do
of them.
one.
Both of them have kind of done parts of it.
Yeah.
So she wanted them to go in and add to stuff that they've already
done.
drawn.
Oh, I would have just said, do one here. This Chris did this one here, but
And then there were
do
some
yours,
that
and I'll tell him that, or tell her that's mine.
There were some that Chris hadn't done yet, and so she was adding stuff into that. So now Kristen has to go and draw around whatever they added.
Okay.
Like the one Grind did was like ice cream. And so he drew this, like, just this mouth with this giant tongue, like, coming out.
Yeah.
And now she has to somehow draw the ice cream into the mouth or whatever. One of them was a boat. And so Timmons drew, like, a shark. Because Kristen hasn't drawn the boat yet. So he's got a shark coming up out of it. It was a really cool idea. And everybody she talked to was, like, really
this is
excited
pretty
about
funny.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, But yeah, so when she was talking to Kevin and getting that done, I was looking through his
That's
stuff.
cool. How was Mr. Grind?
He's doing pretty good.
Good.
Yes.
Man, he looked really good.
That's good. Well, I know he was happy that Chicken Hair
Get the
season
sequel.
2 or something, or movie
Yeah.
2. It's got a second movie. I
He
don't know.
said he
something.
literally took like 6 months off and did not watch TV.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's probably good for him, though. I mean, I guess
He
I'm
needs to
assuming he got
reset.
caught up on all his Animorphs and other type things
I
that he
think
had.
so. Yeah.
I
Okay.
guess. I mean, that dude was
He was
just working
working
himself to
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
death, doing that stuff.
He seemed like he was.
that's good.
But yeah, no, Planet's a weird show. It's like
It is.
anymore. I don't like to get sketches
can't.
because people are so busy they don't
Yep.
have time to draw. So like I'll
Exactly.
ask like Timmons or Demont to do something, then I'll have to check back like every hour, and it takes them like forever.
Right.
Because I mean, and it's not their fault. I mean, people are
It's a
talking about
good
them all the
thing,
time,
honestly,
talking to them
yes.
and distracting them, and so
Yeah.
they can't really draw.
Timmons had some really cool stuff I almost pick up, but we ended up kind of, like I said, we kind of tore out of there like
Yeah.
spur of the moment. I didn't
So-
to shop or do anything. I bought like a couple old ratty like $3,
Yeah. So,
but I didn't even shop.
so anyway,
No, but I mean, it makes sense. And that's what it seems like anymore with when I went. Basically, I shouldn't say anymore. When I went to Planet last time, I felt like, oh, wow, yeah, this isn't going to be something where I'm going to get any sketches at. So it's going to be a case now of, yeah, are they bringing in, do I want to go visit with some of the artists just to say hi and see if there's some cool stuff that I want to buy from them? And is there some celebrities that I may want to get, my Star Wars stuff signed for, or something like this?
Correct.
So it's really boiling down to that. And I didn't feel like the guest list this year was really enough for me to fight those crowds
Yeah.
with, necessarily
go-
either.
Sorry.
Oh, go
Did
ahead.
you ever go over and talk to Panosian?
no.
No?
Never talked to.
Did you like that book that we just
I think
read?
I talked to him about slots at some point. Where did I?
Oh. I didn't know you'd ever met him before. I don't
I think
I've
was he
met
at
him.
Heroes?
I think he was.
Yeah, I
but
think I
don't
went
know
and
if
talked
he was
to him at
his
Heroes.
table.
Yeah, that seems
I think I
right.
talked to him here. I said, "Hey, that slots book was awesome." He's like, "Oh, cool, thanks." And then I walked away. What am I gonna? I mean, I can't afford his art,
Right.
so that's the problem. It's like a lot of these guys have priced me out, so I'm like, well, I'm not gonna pay those prices. So there's really no reason to interact with them because they charge for signature. So
Yeah.
it's like, eh.
Right.
I mean, yeah, he's there. I mean, and if I have to wait in a line to do what? I don't want anything signed. I don't want to buy anything.
Yeah. I think we're just getting to that point where we don't know if like stuff is so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, like every once in a while, there's somebody really cool. Like O'Payne, I really wanted to just have him sign a book because I really like his stuff. I'm never gonna meet him again, probably.
Well, that was like when Rizzo came.
Yeah, the same with Rizzo. It's
Like-
like he's from Argentina. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna see that guy.
Well,
again.
what I'm saying, that was the interaction with Rizzo that you had with him, right? Like, it
Yeah.
was very much just, and I think part of the problem was the language barrier.
Oh, that was
honestly.
part of it, yeah.
But like, it was basically like, hey, will you sign this? I really like your stuff. Here's $10. Okay, bye. Thanks.
Yeah,
you know what I
pretty
mean?
much. Yeah.
Like, it was very. Yeah, it was.
It seemed like back when they
I
didn't
don't
charge.
think he was charging.
He may not have been.
I don't think Rizzo was charging.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
even getting the
remember.
sketch from him, it was like, "What do you want?" I was like, "Draw whatever you want." He's like, "Okay," and here's your $150, and he drew
Right.
it, and I came back, he handed it to me, and that was it. You
Yeah,
know?
but still, you
Some-
were getting a sketch from him.
I get
You
a
got
sketch, so I
done at
got
a
the
pretty good
sketch.
fat pace, and I feel like it's for him that you don't see very often. I felt like it was a very fair price.
Oh, yeah.
for
Oh, yeah.
what the market is.
Yeah,
at,
no,
absolutely.
type
I,
things, too.
I was
I'm-
fine with that.
I regret that I didn't pull the trigger.
But then there's like we went to talk. Maybe you were with me. I don't know. We went to talk to Pelletier at Heroes. You
Heroes.
know, we were talking about CrossGen, and we had this kind of riffing going. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
were talking, had stuff to talk. He was talking about GI Joe, and he was. I mean, that was a cool conversation that
Yeah.
I memorized, and you know.
Yeah,
It
that
was
you got to be
weird
there with.
because, like, so Barbara wasn't feeling well, gonna leave, but I had to go see my sketch was done, and so I went over there to get it, and he was like, "Yeah, here it is," and he talked, like, started having a conversation,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, I'm having a really cool conversation about stuff that I'm interested in, and he's interested in. And I'm like, I almost felt like a jackass because I felt like I was the guy that kind of like,
Yeah, let's move it along.
let's move this thing along. I
It's
gotta
like I
get
shit
the
to
fuck
do.
out of here. You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
always frustrating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of it was sad because we were really having that conversation, which it's kind of weird. Like I saw like a couple people post stuff, so I mean I know that Pelletier did like at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 sketches,
he did
right?
quite a few.
Like he did
it
quite a
seemed
few,
like,
but
yeah.
when I was over there on Friday, like it was Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and
Oh wow.
you know what I
No,
mean?
see, when I went to go buy that page, there's some jackass in front of me who wanted to look through every single page, and he wanted to look through the expensive book and then the cheap book and then the cheaper book. It's like, dude, I just want to get to the cheaper book. Just move on, get through your thing so I can get to my.
He had a GI Joe page that I almost pulled the trigger $100.
Oh god.
But it had It had Zartan. Is that who?
No, you
No,
got
Serpentor.
Serpentor.
Yeah, it had. I'm sorry.
You
It
blanked,
had
that's okay.
Serpentor in the page,
Okay.
and it was a halfway decent page. But I really didn't want to drop $200.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Especially when he was doing those other type things for what, 125 or something like that?
that was only 80.
Oh, yeah. So that one was, but I think the sketch covers were like 120.
80.
Oh, were they 80 as well? Okay.
Yes, I think I would have gotten.
God,
it felt
yeah.
like he did on the sketch cover that I saw. It felt like he did almost a full body, and I got a bust for 80 in the
Yeah,
sketchbook.
but it's still.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
not complaining. I'm very happy with what I got.
Yeah.
And I would much rather. Well, I don't know. I guess I would probably. I felt like I would, but I did almost think about getting something just done on paper so that I could.
Yeah, yeah.
But that sketchbook that I have, it has perforations. You can just rip
Rip
those
them
out,
out. Yeah,
and I
if
can
you want to.
pull it out in front too.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
But yeah, so
It
yeah,
seemed like
it
you
was-
guys did okay, you know, had a good time or whatever else, but yeah, it just seemed like, at least the pictures I was seeing in itself, or I don't know, it just seemed like it was, which is great for the creators, you know, and everything else. It's just not good for probably what I want to
Oh,
go
it's
to a
an
con
Incredible
for.
Hulk page.
And who was that?
Pelletier. I just
Okay.
bought it. It was a $40 page that he was some.
Nice.
There's no Hulk on it, but there's Doctor Strange.
Nice.
I picked the page I picked up from was like a video game thing.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
he has some cool pages from that.
Yeah, but the page was like really cool.
It was
really
probably
dug
ink
it.
too, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah, that was nice.
it's cool. It's Hennessy, I think. That inked
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I would almost rather as inker. I would only.
You want to ink my
I
Pelletier
wanted.
page?
Well, I would like to copy it
Oh, and then you could.
and ink it.
And then try to
yeah,
ink it.
That'd
to
be
try
fun.
to ink it.
That's cool.
That's what I like about Pelletier, like because he does pencils.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
sketches are because I could eventually do that with the. I could do that with the sketches.
I think you should do it on the. There's always whiteout Dawn.
There is, and it was only $40.
That's
so
right.
Who cares?
That's really impressive.
Or I mean, yeah,
$40.
I'm sorry, the sketch was 80.
Yeah, I got a whole page for. You got to pay 80 for
You
the
gotta
sketch.
pay 80.
I know, but I paid
And-
40 for
off.
the page, but
Yeah,
my
I know.
page was inked.
I know. You gonna trade?
No, I just want to borrow it so I can copy it, make a photocopy of it.
Cool. You don't have a printer or a photo.
Do have? I know to do 11 by 17.
All right, cool. We got anything else to talk about, or are we done?
No,
I think we're done.
All right, cool. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.